Hey everybody, it's Daniel DePozo here with SinCityFoodie.com. I had the pleasure of going to the Wet n Wild Las Vegas grand opening. It was quite an experience, and from going to Wet n Wild for quite some time back in the day, it was nice to see the new one open. Here we see the courtyard and the locker area. At the beginning, as soon as you walk into the park, they have a lot of tables set up there in an open area. And there's also a little gift shop there on the left-hand side. The lockers are pretty cool. They're all like digital and they work off these barcodes. So you just scan your wristband, it opens up your locker, and you go right inside. So that's pretty nice. There's a lot of people there at the grand opening. It was nice to see. They did have a little open bar there, which was cool for a couple hours. I don't know if they typically serve alcohol there. Andre Agassi was there. He's one of the contributors to the park, him and his wife. So as a Las Vegas native, he was there to support. Here we have the bikini cutting ceremony they did to open the park officially. So they used the giant scissors, cut through a bunch of bikini bottoms and tops there. Right after this, got to see one of the old classics, Dippin' Dots. Haven't seen them around in a long time, just in stores, but I would say Wet n Wild is probably the first place most Las Vegans ever experienced Dippin' Dots. For the rides, this is the Royal Flush and the Hoover Half Pipe. Two rides very close to each other. They use stairs to get up there. Most of the rides use rafts now. There's very few that you just go down on your own. So on the left is the Royal Flush, on the right is the Hoover Half Pipe. The Royal Flush just spins you around kind of toilet bowl style like the old one. Then the Hoover Half Pipe sends you up this giant ramp. You have to have at least 250 pounds of weight on the two rafts to be able to make it up there, but once you do, it's pretty fun. Right around the corner from there is Red Rock Bay, which is their wave pool now. If you're used to the old Wet n Wild, this wave pool is definitely much smaller. I'd say the wave pool at Mandalay Bay is probably like 4 times larger than this one, but the size is okay and it's definitely kid friendly. Another nice addition that they've put in the park is that they have life vests for all the children, so at a certain age they can wear those and parents can feel like they're safe, as opposed to back in the 80s when they just threw us in there and we had to fend for ourselves. Here's the little picnic area right outside of the Red Rock Bay, so there's places to sit, there's cabanas that I believe you can rent out over there to get a lot more shade, and it wraps all the way around the wave pool area there. The next ride is the Zip Zap Zoom. This is kind of a throwback to one of the ones that was in Wet n Wild back in the day. There was 3 different slides. You kind of chose which one you wanted to go on. So there's the 3 slides there. One of them is completely open, and the second one is partially open and partially covered, and then the third one is completely covered. I got to go through one of those, and it was pretty good. The Lazy River, or whatever they call it now, is right here on the center. There's one entrance and one exit. This is no longer a place where you can kind of swim around the park and get to places. The Constrictor and Rattler are probably the 2 biggest rides that they have, and also have the biggest lines for sure. The Constrictor is the green one there. The Rattler is the yellow. Both very fun rides. As you can see, the lines are pretty ridiculous there. They both have a fun kind of like twist going around, and also the exit, I should say, to the Constrictor has a huge tunnel that you come out of. This is in the Splash Island. This is the children's area that's in the middle of the park. In the 80s and 90s, it was the big blimp with the water guns. This is just kind of a bunch of slides for the kids, and it's got a giant bucket that fills with water at the top and dumps on everybody every couple minutes, so that's kind of fun. And then this is the picnic area for kind of the adults to hang out at, right outside of there, and it's surrounded kind of like how the wave pool is. So there's plenty of places to lie down and sit and just kind of hang out, and you see there's quite a few umbrellas for shade as well. Desert Racers is kind of like the Bonsai from the past, but rather than sitting on a board on your butt, this one you sit forward, so you have 2 handles that you hold on to and you slide down and kind of race your friends there. I noticed pretty much anybody that had weight to them made it to the end, and anybody that was light barely even made it there. Canyon Cliffs would be what used to be the Der Stuka in the Bombay. Nowhere near the height of what they used to be. These are probably a quarter of the height from before, so it's a pretty quick ride. What is nice though is that the new ride that they have has a new plastic and it doesn't tear up your back or anything, so it does feel nice as you go down. But it is pretty quick, so you wait in line for a while and you're pretty much down in half a second or so. So here we're going to see 2 people riding down there, and I mean you can count 1,000, 1,000 barely there. So it's a good ride. It's just not like it was. Here we have the eating area. There's the Oasis Cafe. For their food offerings, they have like cheese pizzas. They have like a buffet style that you can get. There's also like soft pretzels and fruit cups. And then in the other eating area, which is right next to it, is the Agave Grill. They have kind of the meat and stuff. They have hamburgers. They have the chicken fingers. You can get pizza slices from there as well. And then they have like a veggie combo that you can get. This here's the Wet n Wild burger. So it's bacon and paper jack cheese. It's got an amazing pillowy bun to it. The bacon is nice and crisp. The tomatoes are very fresh. The pepper jack was there and very apparent in your face. I wish it was medium rare, but otherwise it was really good. The chicken fingers, these are what I was waiting for. This was my favorite meal in Wet n Wild from olden days. They are the same. They are perfect. They're crispy. They're golden. They're meaty. You only get 3 of them, but they are really large, and they come with amazing fries. They're kind of like the Burger King fries, if you like that style, but they were good, very fresh, and very crispy as well. So that's my time at Wet n Wild. I hope you liked it. I hope I can go back and get a couple more of the food items, but otherwise, please subscribe to my YouTube page, and thanks for watching.